Okay, I've got a Vanguard video for today. This is on my new deck for Nirvana and Varina. The Overdress deck and the main deck for the Overdress series. Well, now it's the Will Dress series, as it's in its third season. Anyway, this is my old deck. However, basically everything has been replaced. Except for, Trickstar itself is the only card that hasn't been replaced, pretty much. And the triggers, but, let's just start. So even the Ride deck is different. We've got Surprise Egg. It's the, generic Overdress starter. If you go second, you get to draw an extra card. We got Heart Pounding Blaze Maiden Reno. So this is Reno's new form. When this unit is rode upon by Snuggling Blaze Maiden Rayu, search your deck for one Trickstar and call it to a rearguard circle. And then shuffle the deck. So she's pretty much got the same effect she always had. Rayu, her effect is when she's rode upon by the new Chakravarti Phoenix Dragon Nirvana Jiva. You look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to one Prayer Dragon from among them, and reveal it, and you put it into your hand, and then you shuffle. And the new main grade 3 for the deck is Chakravarti Phoenix Dragon Nirvana Jiva. As you can see, it's the main Vanguard of the deck is no longer a grade 4. So yeah, that's a shame. Even the grade 4s kind of had to be removed, but who knows? It might come back. Its abilities are on Vanguard Circle, discard a card from your hand, choose up to one Trickstar and one Prayer Dragon unit in your drop zone, call them to open rear guards. Or call them to rearguard circles, they don't have to be open, okay. And then its other skill is, when this unit attacks, counterblast 1, choose up to one of your rear guards in the cross overdress state, restand it. Pretty nice. Of course, we've got 3 more, of Nirvana Jiva in the main deck. Let's see. We got Brilliant Equip Braum Varina. This is one of Varina's new forms. Cross Overdress. You need one Trickstar and a Prayer Dragon unit to make this. On rearguard, during your turn, if this unit in the cross overdress state, this unit gets an extra 1,000 power, or 10,000 power. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3, it gets another 10,000. Pretty nice. So it by itself will be 33 attack power. So that's 33,000 attack power. So that's pretty good. And then its other skill is when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if this unit is in the crossoverdress state, Soul Blast 1. Choose up to one of your columns. Retire all of your opponent's units in the same column. Pretty cool. So that's one of Varina's new forms. However, this one coming up is my favorite. This is Jeweled Sword Equip Garo Varina. This one is crossover dress state. You need Trickstar and a Prayer Dragon. If this unit is in the crossover dress state, it gets 10,000 power. For the battle that this unit attacked, when your opponent would call cards from their hand to the Guardian Circle, they must call 2 or more at the same time. So this can force your opponent to drop extra cards to drop its attacks, and if you get his attack really high, then they might have no choice but to perfect guard it, and even if they do that, they have to drop another card along with the perfect guard. So he's pretty pesky to deal with. The final overdress card, or cross overdress card, is Sturdy Wall Equip Vils Varina. This is the more defensive cross Overdress card and is most likely the one you're going to go into first. And this is the only one we play 4 copies of. Let's see, cross Overdress. You need a Trickstar and a Prayer Dragon to make it. When this unit is placed on rear guard by cross Overdress, choose a card from your drop zone with the cross Overdress ability other than itself, add it to your hand. So this will let you get all these ones back however way they get in the drop zone, if you're discarding them for the ride deck, other things, if you heal them from your damage, or lets you reuse ones that you've already used in the fight. So it's pretty nice, and that's why we run 4 of it. Also, oh, I forgot. On Rearguard and Guardian Circle, if this unit is in the crossover state, this unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects, and it gets an extra 5k attack and an extra 10k defense. So that's very good. Next up, we've got some of the Prayer Dragons. We've got 4 of this one. Sword Equip Dragon, Gallant Knight. I almost called him Gallantmon because he almost looks exactly like him. When this card becomes an original dress, choose one of this card's outer dress units. Until the end of the turn, it gets an extra 5k, and if the outer dress is Jewel Sword equipped Varina, it gets another extra 5k. So, this lets you boost his power even higher. That's pretty cool. However, if you just have him out in the field, he's basically a vanilla, but he's still very good. The other Prayer Dragon we got is Flash Equipped Dragon Brahmada. This one, when it becomes an original dress, you counterblast 1, you draw 2 cards, and then you choose a card in your hand and discard it. This is basically the replacement for Varina Arcs in this version of the deck. However, considering how Yu used Arcs in his crossover dress deck in one of the final fights, I have a feeling that there might be a way to combine both crossover dress and the original Overdress cards eventually. Next up, we've got Wall Equipped Dragon Biskill. When this card's outer dress is retired from, Rearguard or Guardian Circle during your opponent's turn, you can Soul Blast 2 and call this card to an open Rearguard Circle. We only play 2 of this one, as that Soul Blast 2 is pretty hefty. But, again, still nice to have. You can have it as a booster for your Nirvana Jiva. Of course, we've got 4 of the Perfect Guards. There was another Perfect Guard, which is a generic one that came out in the new starter deck, or trial decks. You could replace one of these ones with that one, as that one lets you stop against triple drive automatically without having to discard something. However, I'm just going to keep it as these for now, as the main problem deck running around seems to be Youthberg. But again, triple drive decks are still running around, and really it's personal preferences. As I was saying, the only card that stayed from the original deck, technically, besides the triggers, is Trickstar. You need him and the Prayer Dragons to make your crossover dress cards, so reason why he's here is pretty obvious. We got 3 of the non-effect crits. This is pretty standard by this point. 4 of the effect ones. Of course, we've got the 4 heals. Really, you can run the 4 draws or 4 of the fronts. It's really up to you. Each of them have their advantages and disadvantages in this deck. However, you want to make sure you've got all your pieces for this version of the deck, as, again, you don't just need Trickstar for your Overdress cards now. you need other stuff too, and you gotta make sure you get your Persona rides in this version of the deck as well. As there's no way, as well, this version of Nirvana does not boost your front row. Anyway, and of course the final card is the Dragon Empire Overtrigger. Its special ability is lets you restand your Vanguard after it's checked, and of course you give a card 1 million attack power, I think? I don't remember how much it is, as this only displays the special effect. Well, it just basically almost gives a unit infinite power, pretty much. You'd need a perfect guard to stop it. And that is my new Nirvana deck. I honestly like this version of the deck a whole lot more, as it gives a lot of better options. The original one definitely lacked in defenses, which was its downfall, and which I think is the reason why I had trouble back in the BCS in Toronto when I used that one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this version of it. I certainly do. It's definitely my favorite deck in Overdress again. And, well, as for other stuff, I unfortunately couldn't get the stuff for Youthberg, as he was way too expensive. But we'll see what I have for other videos in the future. I'll see you all next time.